That's right, it's your boy. Today we have the ultimate boss battle guide for Rayne Syndicate's tower in Baldur's Gate 3. Pokemon guns. Palworld. This game has absolutely blown up and stolen the hearts of many, mine included, and so here we are. In this video, I'll go over my stats and gear, my team, and the strategies to use to defeat Zoe and Grisbolt inside of the Rayne Syndicate's tower. If you find this video helpful and would like to see more, make sure to subscribe and let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next. I've also just recently launched a Patreon, so if you'd like to further support the channel, more details on that at the end of the video. Welcome to Purge Evil. Thank you for stopping by. Let's get into it. Stats. The Grisbolt is level 10, so do with that information what you will. Right off the bat, as you can see, I'm level 15 and I still have 8 points to spend, so let that be a testament to how easy this boss battle really can be. When you spend your stat points, my recommendation is to put your first 5 points into health no matter what, and then you can start to branch off if you'd like. Stamina is the second most important stat in my opinion, and here I have 5 points into health and 1 point into stamina. I would generally recommend putting like 75% of your points into health and the rest into stamina, not worrying too much about the other stats. Gear. Now for this boss fight, I will be using the crossbow and the fire bow. The crossbow does a bunch more damage than the old bow, and the fire bow isn't really necessary. I just thought it might be useful as it does fire damage over a short period of time after you land a hit. If you're feeling froggy, note that the old bow will probably be enough for you to get through this fight, so long as you make sure to only aim for critical hits. All in all, the best weapon to use is of course going to be the crossbow. Don't even bother with a melee weapon. Also, do not forget to equip your shield, and I am wearing pelt armor for this fight. Team. For our team, there are 4 pals I'm gonna recommend, and 3 we will use on the battlefield. For the opening section of the fight, I chose Chillet. Chillet is a decently powerful pal of the Ice and Dragon elements. Ice is not vulnerable to Grisbolt's electricity, so don't worry about that. However, the Chillet is able to freeze the Grisbolt, allowing for a moment of respite and a free attack. The next pal we will throw out is Nightwing, another decently strong pal, and this one is of the neutral element, not particularly strong or weak against anything. Nightwing, however, does make some powerful attacks and is a great asset to have on any team, highly mobile, heavy hitting, and even pilotable, though I don't recommend that last one. And for our last 2 pals who will come as a duo, we have Hookrates and Tombat. Hookrates we will keep in our team for the simple fact of his passive buff that increases the attack power of other dark element pals in the team, which is where Tombat comes into play. Absolutely the nuclear warhead sent to annihilate the Grisbolt. The Tombat is gonna do massive damage with its dark attacks, and we're gonna need that if we want the second phase to be over as soon as possible. I'm gonna call it a second phase. Your other pals' levels don't matter too much, but I would make sure to have the Tombat at least the same level as your character, that being level 15 for the purposes of this video. Battle begin. Boom, let's throw out our Chillet directly at the enemy to immediately and hopefully take the aggro off of ourselves to give us some space in the opening seconds. I like to use Chillet at the beginning mainly for this reason, as him being able to freeze the Grisbolt allows you to settle into the fight and gives you time to think, which can be crucial if you're not warmed up or know exactly what you're in for. If you notice, the shots I'm firing at his midsection are only doing basic damage. You'll see in just a moment that when you aim for Zoe on top of Grisbolt, you'll be dealing consistent criticals. This is where you should aim to hit with every arrow if possible. Note that if you want to create some space between you and the Grisbolt, you can throw your pal ball at it or pal sphere, and your emerging pal will create a barrier and cause the Grisbolt to get stuck for a moment, allowing you to get a little bit further away. Once you've gotten the Grisbolt down to around 75% health, switch out the Chillet for Nightwing to quickly get that health bar down to 50%, repeating the same tactics as you would with Chillet, although with Nightwing on the battlefield, you may even be able to kite the Grisbolt into some of its non-homing attacks. In this first section, you'll mainly have to watch out for just a few attacks. First, the Grisbolt has a pinpointed electric blast, the one with the laser, that's pretty easy to dodge as you have plenty of time to react, and it's fairly easy to see exactly when the moment you need to dodge is. You can also also just be like me and dodge over and over and hope for the best. His second blast fires electric projectiles in a wide radius and is somewhat difficult to completely dodge. Try your best, but know that one of these blasts do not do much damage on their own, so you should be fine provided your gear and stats are up to spec. His third blast is a series of rapid fire electric blasts in duos, another easily avoided attack, especially with the pillars around. And for his fourth ranged attack, he has a slow moving electric orb that homes in on its target, being you or your pal, and will deal a decent chunk of damage when it lands. This is super easy to avoid, just roll past it towards the direction it was coming from. Finally, for his fifth ranged attack, he sends lightning bolts from the sky to the ground in a path towards you. Another fairly easy to dodge attack as it comes at you in a straight line, so just dodge left or right and keep it moving. When he's marching you down, he's aiming to do one of two attacks. The first attack he might do is very easy to dodge. It is a melee range AoE electricity burst. Simply dodge away from the Grizzbolt as soon as he stops walking, as this is the indicator to let you know he is about to unleash the burst. Note that the pillars around the arena will not block the burst and you will take damage. The second attack is a bit more difficult to dodge, but once you get the timing, it becomes much easier and almost as easy as the first attack. This attack sees the Grizzbolt jumping up into the air and landing to strike you 3 times in rapid succession. The first 2 strikes are easy to dodge as the timing is easy to expect, but the third attack has a bit of a wind up and can be awkward to try to time your first or second try. When he's doing this attack, try not to panic roll as you will get caught and will take heavy damage. Entering into the boss's second phase at 50%, because yes, this is Dark Souls and the boss has a second phase. Truly, I don't know if this is mechanically a second phase, but it sounds good, and this is the Dark Souls part of Palworld, so that's what we shall call it. We will now throw out our final pal, the Tombat, who will basically just melt the boss while we dodge attacks and sometimes get our own in as well. Now, this isn't a crazy change for a second phase, the only real difference being in the frequency of the Grizzbolt's attacks, or at least that's how it would seem to me. I would assume he deals a bit more damage, but I haven't done any number crunching, so I can't verify that. Whatever the case, for the most part, stick to the same strategies as part 1, remain defensive until the Grizzbolt begins to attack your Tombat, and then take advantage and land a few hits. Rinse, repeat until boss eliminated, evil purged, and we have now officially defeated the first tower boss of the game. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, make sure to subscribe for more, and let me know down in the comments if you want to see more Palworld content and anything else you're itching for. I'm enjoying this game probably more than I should be, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. If you enjoy this channel and want more out of it, consider visiting the Patreon, where I offer special benefits like early access to videos, shoutouts, and access to exclusive content such as written builds for Baldur's Gate 3 and future games such as Dragon's Dogma 2, maybe even Palworld. Coming soon, there will be more benefits like access to the Purge Evil Discord, access to whitelisted servers, custom requests, and even discounted merchandise. If this is something you're interested in or just want to further support the channel, there is a link in the description to the Patreon for you to check it out for yourself, and I thank each and every one of you for watching. And if you made it to this point, I just want to say thank you for stopping by, and until next time, purge evil.
Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah, crown in my palm, but I ain't put it on. Yeah.